Welcome. Tonight, there is nowhere you need to be. Nothing to finish, nothing to solve. For the next little while, you are simply here, resting comfortably, allowing your breathing to become slow, steady, and effortless. If your eyes are not already closed, you may gently let them close now. Take one slow breath in and slowly breathe out. Again, breathing in calm, breathing out every remaining thought from the day. Imagine yourself standing upon the gentle banks of the River Nile nearly 4,000 years ago. The day has almost ended. The golden sun hangs low above the western horizon, painting the river with ribbons of amber, bronze, and soft crimson light. A warm breeze carries the sweet fragrance of papyrus reeds, flowering lotus blossoms, and damp earth refreshed by the life-giving waters of the Nile. Everything feels peaceful. Everything feels timeless. Before you stretches one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. Ancient Egypt, a kingdom where every sunrise was considered a blessing from the gods, where every season followed the gentle rhythm of the river, and where every stone carried a story older than memory itself. During the day, Egypt is alive with activity. Farmers tend fields of wheat and barley nourished by the annual floods. Children laugh as they chase one another through village paths. Potters shape smooth clay into elegant vessels. Goldsmiths carefully hammer shining ornaments beneath shaded workshops. Scribes patiently copy sacred texts upon long sheets of papyrus. Priests move quietly through magnificent temples, offering prayers beneath towering columns painted with brilliant colors. But tonight, we are not here to explore Egypt beneath the blazing sun. Instead, we will remain after sunset. Because as daylight slowly disappears, another Egypt quietly awakens. One known only to the stars, the moon, and those who kept watch through the silent hours of the night. The final rays of sunlight slowly disappear beyond the western desert. The Egyptians believed the west was more than a direction. It was the land where the sun completed its daily journey. It was also the symbolic gateway between life and eternity. As darkness approaches, the great temples become quieter. The busy marketplaces gradually empty. Wooden doors close one by one. Oil lamps begin glowing softly inside homes built from sun-dried mud brick. Their gentle light flickers through narrow windows, creating warm golden patterns upon the streets. Families gather together for their evening meal. Fresh bread is placed upon woven baskets. Dates and figs are shared among children. Clay cups are filled with cool water drawn from the Nile earlier that afternoon. Simple conversations replace the noise of the busy day. Laughter becomes softer. Voices become quieter. The scent of freshly baked bread mingles with drifting incense carried from nearby temples. The sky above changes almost unnoticed. Brilliant orange becomes gentle violet, then deep indigo. Finally, the first stars appear. One, then another, then dozens. Soon the heavens are filled with countless sparkling lights. Without modern cities or electric lamps, the ancient Egyptians experienced a night sky of astonishing beauty. The Milky Way stretched from one horizon to the other, like a glowing river flowing across the heavens. Many believed it reflected the sacred waters of the Nile itself. To them, the stars were never silent decorations. They were living signs. Each constellation carried meaning. Each movement across the heavens revealed part of the divine order that governed the universe. Among the brightest stars was Sirius. Its annual appearance just before dawn announced one of Egypt's greatest events, the life-giving flood of the Nile. For thousands of years, farmers watched patiently for its return, Its first appearance meant fresh water would soon spread across the fields, renewing the fertile soil that sustained the kingdom. Above the temples, priests quietly climbed narrow stairways leading to flat rooftops. There, beneath the immense canopy of stars, they carefully observed the heavens. Using simple but remarkably accurate instruments, they recorded the positions of stars and planets. These observations helped determine religious festivals, agricultural seasons, and the construction of temples whose walls still stand today. Many of Egypt's greatest monuments were built with astonishing precision, carefully aligned with the movements of the sun or important stars. Even in darkness, the heavens continued to guide life below. As the night deepens, the River Nile transforms. Its surface becomes smooth as polished glass. Moonlight dances gently upon the flowing water. Small wooden boats drift quietly along the current. Fishermen speak only in whispers. Their nets slide silently beneath the surface. Every splash echoes softly across the peaceful river. Along the shoreline, tall papyrus reeds sway with the evening breeze. Hidden among them, frogs begin their gentle chorus. Crickets answer from the dry grasses nearby. Somewhere farther away, the soft call of a night bird echoes through the darkness. None of these sounds disturb the silence. Instead, together they create a peaceful symphony that has echoed beside the Nile for thousands of years. Far across the river, the silhouettes of enormous pyramids stand quietly beneath the stars. During daylight, they appear magnificent. At night, they become almost mysterious. Their smooth stone sides reflect pale moonlight. Long shadows stretch across the desert sands. From a distance, they seem less like buildings and more like mountains carefully shaped by unseen hands. For the ancient Egyptians, these monuments were far more than royal tombs. They were sacred bridges between earth and eternity. Within their hidden chambers rested kings who believed death was not an ending, but the beginning of another journey. As darkness settles completely across the land, Egypt grows wonderfully still. The busy kingdom sleeps. Yet somewhere inside the great temples, priests continue their quiet rituals. Somewhere upon the river, a lone boat continues its peaceful journey. Somewhere beneath the brilliant stars, an old storyteller begins sharing ancient legends with children gathered around a small oil lamp. And somewhere beyond the western horizon, according to ancient belief, the sun god begins his mysterious voyage through the hidden world of night. It is a journey few mortals could ever imagine, a voyage through sacred waters, past mysterious gates, and beneath skies where stars watched in eternal silence. Tonight, as you continue this gentle journey, you will follow that ancient path, not in haste, but slowly, peacefully, one quiet step at a time. For now, simply listen to the whisper of the Nile. Watch the stars above the desert. Feel the warm evening breeze, and allow yourself to drift deeper into calm as the timeless mystery of ancient Egypt after sunset slowly unfolds. The evening has settled gently across the Nile. The last traces of daylight have disappeared beyond the western desert, leaving the world beneath a canopy of countless stars. The air feels a little cooler now. A soft breeze drifts across the river, carrying the scent of water, palm trees, and warm desert sand that slowly releases the heat it gathered during the day. Take another slow breath. Imagine yourself standing quietly upon the smooth stone steps leading down to the River Nile. The water flows peacefully beside you. It has flowed here for thousands of years, long before the first pyramid was built, long before kingdoms rose and fell. The Nile quietly continued its timeless journey. The ancient Egyptians believed that nothing in nature happened by chance. Every sunrise, every flood, every season, every star above their heads, all were part of a perfect and sacred balance. They called this balance Ma'at, the principle of harmony, truth, justice, and order that held the universe together. As darkness covered Egypt, people believed another extraordinary journey had just begun. To them, the setting sun did not simply disappear below the horizon. Instead, the great sun god Ra began a mysterious voyage through the hidden realm of night. Each evening, as the glowing disk of the sun vanished in the west, Ra was believed to board a magnificent celestial boat. This sacred vessel carried him across the unseen waters of the underworld until morning. It was a journey filled not with fear, but with purpose. Without this nightly voyage, dawn would never return. The world depended upon it. Imagine the sacred boat drifting silently through calm, dark waters. Its polished wooden hull glows with golden light. Ancient symbols are carved into its sides. Standing beside Ra are divine companions, each with a special role in protecting the boat throughout its long journey. The waters around them are peaceful. Above them stretches an endless sky filled with stars brighter than any modern city could ever reveal. The stars seem close enough to touch. Some shimmer softly, others burn with brilliant white light. To the ancient Egyptians, these stars were more than distant suns. Many believed they were the eternal souls of righteous kings, shining forever in the heavens. Below, Egypt sleeps peacefully. Oil lamps burn quietly inside village homes. Children dream beneath woven blankets. Farmers rest before another day's work. Only a few people remain awake. Temple priests move silently through sacred halls. Night watchmen walk slowly along stone walls, carrying simple lanterns. Their footsteps echo softly through quiet courtyards. The massive temples appear even more magnificent beneath the moon. Towering columns cast long shadows across polished stone floors. Carved walls seem almost alive, as flickering lamplight dances across ancient hieroglyphs. Every picture tells a story. Kings offering gifts to the gods, priests performing sacred ceremonies, the annual flooding of the Nile, the rising of the stars, the flight of birds across marshes. The Egyptians believed writing itself was a divine gift. Hieroglyphs were considered sacred images rather than ordinary letters. Each carefully carved symbol preserved knowledge for future generations. Even now, thousands of years later, many still remain beautifully preserved. Inside one quiet temple, the fragrance of incense fills the air. Thin ribbons of fragrant smoke rise slowly toward the ceiling. Priests wearing spotless white linen robes move with calm, deliberate steps. Their ceremonies are never rushed. Each movement follows traditions passed from teacher to student over countless generations. A small bronze bell rings gently. Its clear sound echoes through the silent chambers. Another priest pours cool water over a stone altar. Another carefully places fresh lotus flowers before a beautifully carved statue. The lotus held deep meaning in ancient Egypt. Each morning it opened with the sunrise. Each evening it gently closed. It became a symbol of renewal, rebirth, and hope. Outside the temple, moonlight bathes the desert in pale silver. The vast landscape seems endless. Rolling dunes rise and fall like gentle waves upon a frozen sea. During the day, the desert can feel harsh and unforgiving, but tonight, it feels peaceful, still, almost magical. The silence here is unlike any other. You hear only the soft whisper of wind brushing across fine grains of sand. Every so often, a desert fox quietly crosses the dunes. Its footsteps leave delicate tracks that will disappear with the morning breeze. Above, the stars continue their slow journey across the heavens. The priests carefully observe them. They know that each season brings subtle changes. Certain constellations appear earlier, others slowly vanish from view. By studying these movements year after year, they create remarkably accurate calendars that guide farming, festivals, and religious celebrations. Without telescopes, without modern instruments, they learned to read the heavens with extraordinary skill. Far across the desert stands the Great Pyramid. Its massive limestone blocks glow softly beneath the moon. Even after thousands of years, it inspires wonder. Each stone was carefully placed by skilled workers with incredible precision. Contrary to old legends, these monuments were not built by enslaved armies. Archaeological discoveries suggest they were built by dedicated craftsmen, laborers, engineers, and stoneworkers whose villages once stood nearby. They worked together with remarkable organization and pride. Tonight, the pyramid appears almost alive beneath the starlight. Its smooth sides reflect the moon like polished marble. Its shadow stretches silently across the desert floor. Nearby rests the Great Sphinx, half lion, half human. Its calm expression has watched over the Giza Plateau for thousands of years. Empires have risen, empires have fallen, languages have changed, yet the Sphinx remains, patient, silent, watching each sunrise, watching each sunset, watching every star pass overhead. No one knows exactly what thoughts ancient visitors experienced when they stood before it beneath the moon. Perhaps they felt the same quiet wonder you feel now. Back upon the Nile, the river continues its endless journey toward the Mediterranean Sea. A family of fishermen rows slowly through the gentle current. Their wooden boat barely disturbs the still water. Occasionally, one lowers a woven net into the river. The splash is soft, almost musical. Nearby, white lotus flowers float peacefully upon the water. Some have already closed their petals for the night. Others remain partly open beneath the moonlight. Tiny insects dance above the surface. A fish breaks the stillness with a gentle ripple before disappearing once again into the depths. Everything feels connected. The river, the stars, the temples, the people, the desert, the heavens. To the ancient Egyptians, the universe was not divided into separate pieces. Everything belonged to one great harmony. Every sunrise depended upon the journey through darkness. Every harvest depended upon the river. Every life became part of something far greater than itself. And perhaps there is comfort in that thought. Like the Nile that never stopped flowing, like the stars that faithfully returned each night, life itself moved in quiet, dependable cycles. Nothing remained exactly the same, yet nothing was ever truly lost. As midnight approaches, the sacred journey of Ra continues unseen beneath the horizon. Hour by hour, according to ancient belief, the sun god moves steadily toward the eastern sky. Each challenge overcome brings the promise of another dawn. The temples remain peaceful. The villages remain asleep. The desert remains still beneath its blanket of stars. And somewhere beyond the silent horizon, morning is already waiting. For now, simply remain here, beside the gentle Nile. Listen to the whisper of the reeds. Feel the cool night air. Watch the moonlight shimmer upon the ancient river. Allow every slow breath to carry you deeper into comfort, deeper into peace. As the timeless mystery of ancient Egypt continues beneath the stars, the night has now reached its deepest hour. The moon hangs quietly above the desert, casting a gentle silver glow across the endless sands. The stars seem brighter than ever. Without the lights of modern cities, the heavens appear almost alive, filled with countless sparkling points that stretch from one horizon to the other. Take another slow, comfortable breath. Imagine yourself continuing this peaceful journey, leaving the quiet banks of the Nile behind. You begin to walk toward the western desert, where towering limestone cliffs rise silently beneath the moonlight. This is one of the most sacred places in all of ancient Egypt, the Valley of the Kings. Hidden among these rocky hills lie dozens of tombs carved deep into the mountains. From the outside, they appear almost invisible. Many entrances are little more than narrow doorways cut into the stone, carefully designed to blend into the desert landscape. But beneath the surface lies an extraordinary world. Long passageways descend into the earth. Their walls are covered with colorful paintings that have survived for more than 3,000 years. Even in the gentle glow of an oil lamp, the colors remain surprisingly vivid. Deep reds, brilliant blues, rich golds, soft greens. The artists who created these masterpieces worked with remarkable patience and skill. Every figure was carefully painted. Every symbol carried meaning. No space was left empty without purpose. The walls tell stories not of war or conquest, but of eternity. They show pharaohs sailing beside the gods, stars shining across the heavens, fields of everlasting peace, sacred birds soaring through endless skies. To the ancient Egyptians, these paintings were far more than decoration. They were believed to help guide the soul safely through the next world. Each image offered protection. Each prayer offered hope. Each carefully painted scene became part of an eternal journey. You continue slowly through one of these peaceful corridors. The air is cool and perfectly still. Your footsteps echo softly against the smooth stone walls. Everything feels calm, almost timeless. In one chamber rests a beautifully carved stone sarcophagus. It is simple in shape, yet magnificent in detail. Hieroglyphs cover every surface. They are not merely words. Writing possessed its own quiet magic. A person's name, carefully carved into stone, ensured they would be remembered forever. To erase a name was to erase a memory. To preserve it was to grant a kind of immortality. Nearby stand beautifully crafted wooden chests, alabaster jars, golden statues, elegant chairs, musical instruments, walking sticks, fine linen garments. Everything a ruler might need for the next stage of existence. The Egyptians believed that life continued beyond death, not as an ending, but as another beginning. This belief shaped almost every aspect of their civilization. It inspired magnificent temples, grand ceremonies, beautiful works of art, and monuments that still inspire wonder today. Among all the royal tombs discovered in Egypt, none has captured the imagination quite like the resting place of the young pharaoh Tutankhamun. For centuries, countless tombs had been opened by ancient robbers. Their treasures disappeared long before modern archaeologists arrived. Yet in 1922, after years of careful searching, British archaeologist Howard Carter uncovered something extraordinary. Hidden beneath layers of sand and forgotten buildings was an almost untouched royal tomb. When Carter first looked through a small opening into the burial chamber, his companion asked if he could see anything. His famous reply has echoed through history. Yes, wonderful things. Inside lay thousands of remarkable objects, golden chariots, jewelry sparkling with precious stones, delicate furniture, beautifully carved statues, and the famous golden funerary mask that has become one of the world's greatest archaeological treasures. Even today, it reminds us of the incredible craftsmanship achieved thousands of years ago. As you quietly leave the royal tomb behind, the cool desert breeze greets you once again. The silence feels comforting. The mountains stand motionless beneath the stars. Far away, a small caravan of camels moves slowly across the open desert. Their footsteps are soft upon the sand. Tiny bells hanging from their saddles produce gentle, rhythmic chimes that drift through the cool night air. For countless centuries, traders crossed these deserts carrying spices, ivory, incense, precious stones, and stories from distant lands. Each journey required patience, guided not by roads, but by familiar stars overhead. The same stars that shine above you now. Returning toward the Nile, you notice that the eastern horizon has changed ever so slightly. The deepest black of night begins to soften. A faint ribbon of pale blue appears above the distant desert. Morning is approaching. The priests within the temples quietly prepare for another sunrise ceremony. Oil lamps continue burning softly. Fresh flowers are arranged upon sacred altars. Incense rises once again toward painted ceilings where stars have been carefully carved into stone. For the ancient Egyptians, every sunrise represented victory. Each dawn marked the successful completion of Ra's nightly voyage through darkness. The sun had overcome every challenge. Light had returned. Order had been restored. Hope had begun again. As the first golden rays appear, the massive temples slowly awaken. Birds begin singing among the palm trees. The river reflects brilliant shades of orange and gold. Fishermen untie their small boats from wooden docks. Farmers gather simple tools before walking toward fertile fields. Children begin another day beside the life-giving Nile. The pyramids, silent throughout the night, catch the morning sunlight. Their limestone faces glow warmly beneath the rising sun. For a few precious moments, they appear almost golden. The Sphinx, guardian of the plateau, watches another sunrise, exactly as it has done for thousands of years. Empires have changed. Kings have come and gone. Languages have risen and faded. Yet the desert remains. The Nile continues to flow, and the ancient stones continue telling their quiet stories to anyone willing to listen. Perhaps this is why ancient Egypt still fascinates us today. Not because every mystery has been solved, but because some mysteries invite wonder rather than answers. Every hieroglyph, every temple, every hidden chamber, every weathered statue, each reminds us that people who lived thousands of years ago dreamed, hoped, loved, learned, and looked toward the same stars that shine above us tonight. Though separated by centuries, we share something timeless: curiosity, imagination, a desire to understand our place in the world. As our peaceful journey comes to its end, return once more to the quiet bank of the Nile, where it all began. The morning sun rises gently over the water. Lotus flowers slowly open their petals. A cool breeze carries the scent of fresh earth and flowing river water. The gentle ripples shimmer like liquid gold. Everything feels calm. Everything feels balanced. Take one final slow breath in and breathe out gently. Feel the warmth of the morning sun upon your face. Hear the quiet songs of birds greeting a new day. Notice the steady rhythm of the Nile, flowing just as it has for thousands of years. Ancient kingdoms may fade, great monuments may weather, generations may pass, yet peace can still be found in quiet moments like this. As the River Nile continues its endless journey, as the desert welcomes another sunrise, as the temples stand peacefully beneath the brightening sky, allow your own thoughts to become lighter, your breathing slower, your body heavier. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing more you need to do. Simply rest, relax, and if sleep has not already found you, may it arrive now, as gently as the first light touching the timeless sands of ancient Egypt. Good night, and may peaceful dreams carry you onward, just as the quiet waters of the Nile have carried travelers for thousands of years.